Whew. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Game Playbook. Today I'm whipping the tripod out, so you're gonna have a different view, which is kind of cool. I gotta stop looking that way. I'm looking that way. Eye contact, right here. Heard it helps with connection or something like that. But check it out, yo, check it. So I was in church, right, yesterday, because I'm a religious dude, and the bishop was talking in ward conference, and he said he dropped some bars, bro. He said 80% of success, or 80% of something. Oh, what was it? We'll call it success. 80% of success is just showing up. So I was like, boom, that's good wisdom. This is why I come to church right here. He had a good talk. I could give a whole video about like the main bullet points of his talk, but I want to talk about that specifically. 80% of success, we'll call it success. 80% of success is just showing up. And I thought about that since I am a YouTube creator as far as dating and cold approach tricks and hacks and tips goes, as well as personal vlogs, as well as the 100, which is weird how the bishoprics wives are asking me about it. They're supporting me in it. Yesterday they were like, yo, how's the 100 coming? And I was like, well, I'm up to like 7. And they're like, 7? It's the middle of March, man. You got to crank those numbers up. And I was like, I agree, man. So it's spring break this week, and BSU had their spring break last week. So Thursday, I'm going to be hitting the ground running, man. Goals like 8 to 10 approaches, 8 to 10 date invitations. Would you want to grab a coffee? Would you want to go on a date? I would have gone out last Saturday, but I was still kind of sad and depressed about how that one bank teller lady ghosted me after I gave her my number, which was kind of a sad thing. I was kind of looking forward to that. And I still haven't heard back from her about a week later. Yeah, 80% of success is just showing up. Now, I thought about this for a while since then, and I think there's 3 main bullet points that I want to go over in this video. The first one is opportunity over, I'm gonna call it momentum. Momentum over perfection. Starting out like a YouTube channel, you make a very beginner level video, not a lot of thumbnails, nothing like custom edited. You just do your best. You put your phone in a cup and call it good, So you start there. Now you can be like, now the next video, I need to have top of the line equipment. I need to know exactly what to say. I need to be ready to have a professional crew, even though it's just myself and I've only made 2 videos. Or you can have the consistency and just show up and make a quick video and build that up over time. It's like runs on a ladder. Instead of always trying to reach up for the next run, just make it easier, man, to get that momentum going. It's a lot easier to climb a ladder when the runs are closer together than when they're far apart. Straight up. Dropping bars out here. So relate that to cold approach. You can do what I do, what I did, where for 7 months I made like 5 approaches, but outside of those 5 approaches, I just read books and watched videos and got myself into a bit of a perfection paralysis, I think is what it's called, where you don't want to go and do something until you know exactly how to do it and what to say about it. Which, I mean, you do at least a little bit. You don't want to go in blind into this type of thing, which is why it was 80%. I think 10% should come before the 80%, and then 10% should come after the 80%. Because otherwise you're going to be sitting there like what I had at that one campfire event one time, where I was just sitting there chilling. Well, hold up. So it reminds me of that one time when I was at this church campfire bonfire they were having, and there was this girl there. She was cute, man, I tell you what. And for 2 hours I sat there and I was like, man, what do I say? How do I go over there and like start up a conversation? Because for me, the hard part wasn't going up. The hard part, the thing that held me back, was I felt like I had to have something to say before I just went up and just kind of looked at her and was like, you hot. So, because you don't want to do that. So, for like 2 hours, I was just sitting there. And then she left, and then I regretted it ever since. Point of the story is, if I knew like at least one line of what to say, then I wouldn't have the problem of going up there and actually saying it. So that's what that comes down to. It's that simple. It's not that complicated. It's just 80% of it is just showing up. It's pretty cool, right? Yeah. Momentum over perfection. 2 other bullet points here. The other 2 parts of it is opportunities of just showing up. Because if you stay in your house all day, right, and you never go out and you never talk to anybody and you just swipe on the apps all day, bruh, the apps don't work for like 85% of dudes or something like that. There's like a statistic out there for that. So you're really not going to have as much luck as you think you're going to have, even if you got a good profile. So you got to get out of the house, man. You got to pick a place and go out there and make an approach or something. You know, you just have to get out. You just have to do it. And opportunities will present themselves to you when you're out. You'll just have to find them. You'll just have to recognize it. It takes a little bit of time. But as long as you pick a good place, then all you got to do is just show up and make it happen. And then the last thing is just confidence over time, over experience. Confidence over experience. Because if you stay in the house all day and just daydream about cold approaching, then soon you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're out of the house. Maybe you got invited to a friend's party. Maybe they invited you out to go somewhere cool, you know, and you'll be out with them. And then you'll be like, oh man, there's a girl right over there. Let's just do exactly what I was imagining in my head, not what I've actually been doing. And then you chicken out and it doesn't happen, man, because you never did it. You have nothing to build off of. You have no real practical life experience. Even if you totally biffed it, that's still experience. Straight up. It was a good video. Yeah, I mean, I've had some approaches that just totally bombed, man. Like that one in the Walmart one time when I went up with an opinion opener, and that was my opener. I had no middle, and then like as she was walking away, I was like, wait, hold up. Wait a second. You got a boyfriend? I was like, oh, it was so random. It was so out of the blue, dude. But life goes on. That did happen. You know, at the very least, it'll make for some good stories. All you guys do is just show up. So, what are the takeaways? My job as a YouTube content creator and personally in the Ask 100 and the Get Rejected 60 is just go up and say, hey. That's all you have to do. Everything else, that's just me, man. I try to keep it simple. I try to keep it practical. But you got to show up and do something. Otherwise, another day, another YouTube video, another day of expecting a relationship to be just nothing more than a pipe dream. It'll happen. You just got to show up for it. Because one day your dream girl is going to be walking down the street. And if you're not on that same street, all you got to do is be on the street. If it's meant to happen, it'll happen. But you got to be there. But you got to be there for it. Otherwise, just going to keep living in the delusions and chatting with the AI chatbots. Straight up. AI companions, man. I wrote a whole like 6-7 persuasive essay on it this week. So if anybody wants to read it, you can comment down below on it. I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, takeaways. Just say hey. Just show up. And that'll build confidence. It'll create opportunities and it'll build momentum. It's very simple, but it makes a big difference. So that's about it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm on spring break right now. I'll unlist the video that I put out last week. Yep, I don't script with these. I don't do nothing. I just grab a tripod. I just sit in the car. I just talk, man. I'm just happy to be here. I was just on the right team at the right time. Like Juwan Howard when he won his NBA championship. Yep. Because there's a lot of perks to a cold approach session, even if you don't approach anybody. Walking around, getting in your daily steps, clearing your mind, put the phone down and stop looking at screens for, an hour, half an hour, in 15 minutes. It's not a bad idea. Clears your head, gives you some thoughts. But keep it cool. Be out there. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you out on the field, man.